And now it's kind of, yes, it's not in any better shape. So, good morning to everyone. And we're going to get ourselves started. So, find your way to your seated position. Get yourself comfortable. Shift and move however you need to find your place. And then we can rest the hands in the lap, palms down, palms up, fingers interlaced or hands folded one on top of each other, whichever and whatever you'd like to come into this morning. We can allow ourselves moments to just begin to settle in. Inviting the facial muscles to relax. Our eyes soften so that maybe they gently close or we just maintain a soft gaze. Take a few moments and begin to send your hearing out. Extend your sense of hearing as far as it can go, noticing distant sounds. You don't need to label or categorize, just allow yourself to notice. And then draw that sense in a little bit closer, perhaps noticing the sounds within the room you're in. And then draw that sense even closer, perhaps observing the sounds of your own body. Allow a few moments and notice the feel of your clothing on your skin, maybe the flow of air around you. And guide your attention to the dark space behind your closed eyes, observing any colors, shapes, patterns. And then we'll bring our attention to our nose, our nasal passages. At first, maybe notice any smells or scents that happen to be in the air. And then begin to follow the breath in on the inhale as it passes through your nasal passages. And then noticing the breath flowing out on the exhale. And give yourself some time to just be present with the flow of your breath. In your own time, when you're ready, we'll begin to bring the palms of the hands together, meeting at the heart center. We can give ourselves a moment to set any personal intentions, dedications, or prayers that we may have for our practice this morning. And we'll bring a breath in through the nose and exhale out. We can lower our hands, releasing them back down towards our laps. If your eyes were closed and you'd like to, you could begin to softly blink them open. Allow the gaze to maintain a soft gaze down for a few moments. And then you can bring the gaze up. And take your time and just begin to turn your head to the right, towards your right shoulder. Just moving slowly. And then begin to draw back to center. And we'll turn our head now to the left. And slowly bring that back. And on an exhale, we can release our right ear towards our right shoulder. And inhale, we can bring our heads back up. And as we exhale, we can slowly release our left ear towards our left shoulder. And inhale, we'll bring back up. Good. Taking your time, slowly let your chin draw up. Remember, keep the integrity of the back of your neck. Trying not to fling or flail the head back. Gaze will rise up towards your ceiling. And then slowly on an exhale, begin to come back through center and release the chin down towards the center of the chest. Pause here for a few moments. You can either just hold or here, if you'd like to, we could find a bit of a rocking of the head from side to side. If you find a nice place to hold that feels good to just hold and breathe into, you can give yourselves a few moments to do that. And if you're moving your head, take your time, find your way back to the center of your chest, and we'll begin to bring our heads back upright. Good. On an inhale, let's draw our right shoulders up towards our ears. And as we exhale, release them back and down. Now go to the left. Inhale the left shoulder up. And exhale back and down. On your next inhale, bring both shoulders up. And exhale back and down. Good. Let's go through that again. Inhale, our right shoulder comes up. Exhale down. Inhaling left shoulder up. Exhale down. Inhale both shoulders up. Exhale back and down. Good. One more time through that. Good. Finding your nice lengthened spine and slowly bringing your backs and shifting yourselves a bit more forward in your seats. I'll move myself back. Good. Ankles underneath your knees. Place your hands on top of your thighs. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's find our seated cat-cow here. So anchor down through your feet. Find that rising up through the crown of the head, your natural length of spine and its natural curvature. And when you're ready, on an inhale, shift your hips back slightly, open through the chest and heart. Gaze will rise up. As you exhale, come back through your neutral place, and then tailbone shift slightly under, spine rounds, gaze draws down. Inhale, rise up and open. Exhale will come through and round. Good. A few more times. And we'll have one more time, rising up and opening through the chest and heart. On your exhale, come back to your neutral, natural length. And as you exhale again, let the torso come forward and find just your natural shifting, of coming forward, no rounding right yet here. Notice your shoulders, invite them to release down, create more space from the tops of the shoulders to your ears. Feel the length of your neck. Notice your chin too, if you're kind of jutting it forward or tucking it way back in. Slowly let yourself rise back up. Good. We'll lower the arms down by our sides and create some circles. Begin to circle the arms around in one direction. And then we'll reverse circle the other way. And then we'll stop. Spin our palms up. Pause for a moment here. On an inhale, sweep the arms overhead. As you exhale, lower them down. Inhale, we'll sweep our arms up. Exhale, lowers down. Good. Inhale, sweeps our arms overhead. As we exhale, let's let our palms touch and our hands draw down to the center of the chest. Take a breath in here. As you begin to exhale, twist towards your right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let's keep going to the right. Exhale to the right. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. And as you exhale, this time we'll twist to the right and we'll pause here. So you could stay right here in this kind of upright, twisted position, or maybe walk your feet in a little bit closer. As you do, your torso will begin to shift from the hips coming forward. And you could see if you could maybe bring your left elbow towards the outside of the right knee or the right thigh. You can use that elbow, keeping the palms coming towards the center of the chest. This may be a bit too extreme, so if it is, let yourself come back up. Good. Slowly, wherever you are, take your time and find your way back up towards your center. Let's sweep our arms out and overhead. As we exhale, draw the hands back down to the tops of the thighs, hinge from the hips, and bring your chest forward. Find your pause, your moment, check in with your shoulders and your neck, and then if you'd like to on an exhale, go ahead and round and release forward. Slowly begin to rise up. Sweep your arms out and overhead. Palms touch. Hands draw down to the center of the chest. Take a breath in. As you exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, draw back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale comes back. As you exhale, coming into your twist to the left, pausing here, staying upright, or again, with the feet and the legs kind of coming closer towards each other. We'll hinge from the hips, bring our chests forward. Maybe that right elbow now can find the outside of the left knee and the left thigh, drawing the rib cage up. And we'll all slowly release, bringing ourselves back to center. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, hands come down to the lap. Hinge from your hips and bring your chest forward. Find your pause, your moment, check in, and then if you'd like to, on an exhale, go ahead and round forward. Begin to rise back up. Sweeping the arms out and overhead. As you exhale, your palms will touch and the hands draw down to the center of the chest. Good. Release your hands. Send the right leg out in front. Toes up to the sky for a moment. Just feel the length of that right leg. And spread the toes. Actually, spread the toes and then crunch them in. And spread the toes nice and wide and then crunch them in. Do that a few times. Good. And then just let go of that. And maintaining the length of the leg with the softness of the knee, engaging through your whole core. Maybe you can lift your heel up off the floor. And while the leg is lifted, if it is lifted, point and flex through the foot a couple of times. Good. And then circle the foot around in one direction and then the other. And then we'll flex the foot. And if you'd like to, bend the knee and draw the heel in towards you, towards the chair. And then see if you can extend the leg back out. You could always be sliding the leg back and forth on the floor if you don't want the leg lifted here. And then send the leg back out. And then bend the knee, draw the heel in. Good, and we'll send it back out. And then the next time that you bend the knee and draw the heel in, see if you can catch hold behind the thigh or towards the shin and let yourself lift the knee up. If that works for you, you could always have the foot down with the heel lifted. Find your place, your support. Sit up nice and tall, lift the heart. As you exhale, come through. Maybe we can round a bit, let our spines round. Our foreheads could draw a little closer towards our knees. Inhale, we'll rise up, open and lift the heart. Exhale comes back through, we can round. Now one more time, inhale, rising up, opening through the heart. And as you exhale, come back to your neutral place. We'll send the foot back out, either extend it forward or let it come to the floor and slide it out. If the leg is lifted, slowly lower the heel down towards the floor, toes up to the sky. Take your breath in. As you exhale, hinge from the hips and bring your chest forward. We'll take our time rising back up. Foot comes to the floor and slides back in. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. As you exhale, let's let our palms touch, hands draw down to the center of the chest. Release your hands down to your lap. Before we come into the other leg, let's widen the legs apart. Turn your toes out a bit. Anchor to the outer edges of the feet. Keep the knees opening. Good. Sitting forward in your chair, sit up nice and tall. Let's do some circling of the chest. So circle around in one direction. Good. When your torso comes forward, find a pause and then reverse circle the other way. And when you sweep back around, pause here again, and either just remain naturally lengthened or check in for a moment, and then on an exhale, if you'd like to, you could begin to round your backs. The forearms or the elbows could release to the insides of the thighs or the knees, or you could let your hands come to your shins, ankles, feet, or floor. We'll begin to make our way back up. And bring the feet back together. Good. Send that left leg out. Heel to the floor, toes to the sky at first. Take a few moments, spread the toes and then crunch them in. Spread them nice and wide, crunch them in. And then let go of that movement. Just flex the foot, toes up. If you want to, engage through your whole core again and lift the heel up. Point and flex through that left foot a few times. Circle around in one direction. And then the other. And then flex the foot, toes up. Begin to bend your knee, draw the heel back in. Send the foot out. Bend the knee, draw the heel in. Foot extends back out. And then again. This next time that you're bending the knee, the heel's drawing back in, we can take hold behind the thigh or towards our shin as we bring the leg up. Finding that length of spine. We'll take a breath in, lifting the heart. As we exhale, we can come through and then round a bit. Maybe your forehead draws a little closer towards your knee. Inhale, rise up, open through the heart. Exhale comes back through and rounds. And then one more time, we'll inhale, rising up, opening through the heart. And on our exhale, we'll come back to that neutral place. If you want to, you'll send the leg back out and slowly lower the heel down towards the floor. Toes up to the sky. Take your breath in. On your exhale, hinge from the hips and bring your chest forward. We'll rise back up. Foot comes to the floor and slides in. Sweep your arms out and overhead. Exhale, palms touch and hands draw down to the center of the chest. Release your hands down. Step the feet wide apart again. Toes turn out. Anchor to the outer edges of those feet. Keep those knees open. Sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in And as you exhale, we'll draw our chest forward, find our moment with just that lengthened spine. And then maybe if you want to, on your exhale, round and release yourself forward. If you'd like to, if you're rounded forward here and you'd like to add something in, you could kind of shift yourself a little bit over to your right. You could walk the hands, or if you're a little more upright, you could just take the hands over towards the right leg. So you're going to feel more of a, the extension through that left side of the body for a few moments. If this doesn't work, just stay centered. Maybe take a breath or two here and then let yourself come back to center. And then you could make your way slowly over to the left. Let yourself pause here. And then come back to center. And then we'll all slowly make our way back up. And bring the feet back in. Good. All right. Nice. We'll make our way or prepare ourselves to come up, moving through space. So find the position of your legs and feet about hip distance apart. Find that length of spine. Anchor down through the feet, ankles underneath the knees. Feel that connection. Notice your connection with the seat of your chair and how eventually it will be moving through, transitioning through space. Notice the support through your whole core that you'll be providing yourself. And then when you're ready, we'll begin to shift the chest forward. You can use your arms going forward, or you can bring your hands to your chair or your legs. Anchor down through those feet. Maybe lift the hips if you'd like to. And then with control, lower back down if you are lifted. Torso comes back upright. And we find and follow this a few times, however many works for you. Just taking our time, finding your own rhythm here. And this next time that you find yourself rising up, maybe pause in your chair pose for a moment. And root down through the feet, activating the legs. We slowly come up towards our stand. Palms come together and hands draw down to the center of the chest. Take your moment in your stand here as connecting. And then we'll release and lower the arms down by the sides. On an inhale, let's sweep our arms overhead. And as we exhale, lower them down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, lowers down. Good. Inhale, we'll sweep our arms overhead. This time as we exhale, let's just lower our right arm down to the right side of the body. Root down through the feet. On an inhale, lengthen up through that left side. And as you exhale, still rooting down through the feet, lean over to the right. Inhale, let's sweep that right arm back up. As we exhale, we're going to lower both arms down. Bring them back behind you. Soften your elbows. Allow the palms of the hands to come together as the fingers interlace. Notice which hand is on the outside. Draw your shoulders back with the elbows bent, and then see if you can lengthen your elbows, sending the knuckles down. As you do this, lift your heart. Slowly we'll release, unclasping the hands. Bring them in front of the thighs. Soften your knees, hinge from the hips, and bring your chest forward. Come to that half forward fold about. And then either remain here, notice your shoulders, or if you'd like to, on your exhale, let yourself round and fully fold forward, Uttanasana. If you're in your forward fold, take your time and come up halfway. And then we'll all slowly begin to rise back up, sweeping our arms out and up. Palms touch and hands draw down to the center of the chest. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. As you exhale, let's just lower the left arm down to the left side. Inhale, root down through the feet, lengthen up through the right. And as you exhale, still rooting down, lean over to your left. Inhale, we'll sweep that left arm back up. As we exhale, we'll lower both arms down. Bring them back behind us again with our elbows bent. Palms will come together with the opposite hand to the outside, interlacing the fingers. Draw your shoulders back with the elbows bent, and then lengthen the elbows. Knuckles down, lift and open the heart. Slowly release. Bring the hands front of the thighs, soften your knees, hinge from the hips, bring your chest forward. Find your pause for a moment, either holding or on an exhale, then round and release forward. If you're folded forward, take your time, come up halfway. And then we can all rise back up. Sweep our arms overhead. Palms touch. Hands draw down to the center of the chest. Nice. Release the arms down by the sides. Full breath in and out. And then take your time and walk behind your chairs. Good. Pedal through the feet for a few moments. Kind of lift one heel at a time or rise and lower, whichever you prefer. Hands could be on your chair for support, or you could place them to your hips. I don't think we've done tree pose in a little bit of time. So the next time that you have your left heel lifted, stop and hold there. Root down through the right foot, draw up out of the standing leg, find a focal point, use your focus to help you. And then either keep the toes down and then just open the right knee out, or sorry, the left knee, open the left knee out and draw the heel in, or lift the left knee up, find your balance for a moment here, and then carry the leg or open the leg out to the side and place the foot in to the ankle or the calf. Palms could come together at the heart. Arms could rise up overhead, wherever and whatever you'd like to do with your arms, or you could keep your hands to your hips or the hands down to the chair. Allow for a few breaths here, your tree pose, Vrikshasana. And then slowly release, coming back to center. Nice. Shake that out. Find your mountain pose before we come into the other side. We'll inhale our arms overhead. As we exhale, we'll lower the hands down to the top of our chairs and walk our feet back. Find some movement when you get to your place, maybe bending one knee at a time, or lifting the heels, or shifting your hips, or all of the above. And after some movement, settle in for a few breaths, just noticing and being present with the flow of your breath here. And then we can begin to walk our feet back in towards our chairs, rising back up. Good. Again, begin to pedal through the feet or lift one at a time, rise and lower, whatever you prefer. The next time that your right heel is lifted, our left leg will be our standing leg. So root down through the feet, draw up out of the hip, find your focal point, and then either turn that right knee out and draw the heel in, or see if you can lift the foot off the floor, knee straight forward, and then open the hip, let the knee come out to the side and place the foot. Find the hand, arm position you'd like to come into. Root down through that left foot. Rise up through the crown of your head. One more breath. And then slowly release, coming back to center. Let's shake all of that out. And find your mountain pose. And inhale, sweeps the arms up. Exhale, hands lower down, top of the chair. Walk your feet back. Maybe the legs are wider apart this time. Find movement for a few moments. And then settle in for a few breaths. If the legs were wider apart this time, walk the feet in closer. And then we can begin to walk the feet back in towards our chairs, coming back up. Good. All right, spin the chair so the seat faces you now. We're going to come right into our sun salutations from here. So find your mountain pose with your hands together at your heart. We'll go through 3 times through. I'll speak through the first one, and then the second two you can do at your own pace, your leisurely pace, adding anything in that you might like to or modifying in any way that you may need to. So take a moment here, just centering, rooting down through the feet. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, we'll sweep our arms out and overhead. As we exhale, hinge from the hips, knees are soft, begin to bring the chest forward. Hands release down to the sides or the seat of your chair. You'll slowly step your feet back or find any adaptation that might work for you. Coming towards your downward facing dog, we can find our movement here as our spines lengthen, our chests kind of sail back towards our legs. After a few moments of movement, we'll let ourselves settle into this pose here. And then on an inhale, bring your gaze slightly forward towards your chairs and walk your feet back in. Inhale, begin to rise up, sweeping our arms overhead. Exhale, palms touch and hands draw down to the center of the chest. Two more times, your own pace. Take a few moments in your mountain pose here. And then on an exhale, we can release, lowering our arms back down by our sides. And then taking your time, go ahead and make your way back into your chairs. Let's send both legs forward, toes up to the sky, heels to the floor. Hands can be to the top of your thighs. Take a breath in, lift through the heart. As you exhale, come back to your neutral place and then hinge from the hips and slowly bring your chest forward. Take your time, coming back up. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. As you exhale, lower the arms down to the sides of your chair or maybe to the seat, again, depending on what type of chair you have here. And let's keep our legs extended this morning. Let there be a softness in your knees. Your toes are up to the sky. And then see if you can lean back into the heels of your hands or into your hands, depending on how they're positioned. And let the shoulders release down, kind of draw the shoulder blades in towards each other and then down the back and lift the heart. Slowly take your time. Begin to release. Good. Bend one knee in, sole of the foot to the floor. Bend the other knee, sole of the foot to the floor. And inch your way back in your chairs. Bring yourself back. Take a full breath in. Let's bring our shoulders forward and up. Exhale out the mouth. Release the shoulders back and down. Just sink into your chairs. You can rest the hands in any position you might like them to come into at this moment. Softening the eyes, unhinging the jaws. The moment of dawn. There's a sun in every person, the you we call companion. Rumi. It is essential to realize and embrace the paradox that while no one can go through your journey for you, you are not alone. Everyone is on the same journey. Everyone shares the same pains, the same confusions, the same fears, which, if put out between us, lose their edges and so cut us less. A very touching story from the Talmud captures this soft paradox of how we all journey alone together. A rabbi asks his students, "How do you know the first moment of dawn has arrived?" After a great silence, one pipes up, "When you can tell the difference between a sheep and a dog." The rabbi shakes his head no. Another offers, when you can tell the difference between a fig tree and an olive tree. Again, the rabbi shakes his head no. There are no other answers. The rabbi circles their silence and walks between them. You know the first moment of dawn has arrived when you look into the eyes of another human being and see yourself. In your own time, begin to deepen your breath. And we can join the palms of the hands together, meeting at the heart center in Anjali Mudra, offering a soft bow of the head towards the heart. May I be well. May I be happy and content. May I be free from danger and suffering. May I be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be happy and content. May you be free from danger and suffering. May you be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy and content. May all beings be free from danger and suffering. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. And we'll join together in a unifying chant of Om, allowing the breath to exhale out. Draw a full deep breath in. Shanti. 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 Peace, peace, peace. The light and love in me sees and honors the light and love in each of you. Thank you very much for sharing your practice with me this morning. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, Helen and Kathy and Carol, Betty, Lynn, and Alice. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Hope to see you Thursday.